What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner and 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. And I host the only online conversation in the world for dads and fathers that is sponsored by Dove Men Care. It's also co-sponsored by Dad Central, Canada's national fatherhood organization. And through that collaboration, this year, I've been able to reach out directly and indirectly to over 100,000 fathers around the world. So I'm very humbled by that wonderful accomplishment. And I'm here with the media star they call Ryan Knight. And you're on mute, Mr. Ryan. Well, media stars have their challenges too. There we go.
Media star in training still. Got my training wheels on.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Glad to be here, refreshed and rejuvenated from this snow. I don't know if anybody got to jump in a snowbank here in Brampton.
No, didn't do it in Scarborough either. No.
Right. So for those that don't know me, my name is Ryan Knight. I'm one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. We are an organization that works with entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, figuring out what stage they're in today and helping them create a blueprint to exponentially grow their companies. I'm also a business owner myself, running Detailing Nights, a mobile waterless car cleaning company. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their car on the spot without water, and with our eco-friendly plant-based cleaning supplies. I feel like winter gave the true uppercut, body blow. Season is in dire straits. Outside cleaning is done. Only underground is left for this season. Winter is here.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
Absolutely. How was the weekend?
It was nice. Hey, got to hang out with the kids. We went to the mall to check out Raw, which ACBN has some exciting news that we're working on. So
Raw?
for those, yes. So a store in the Bramley City Center called Raw, started by Julianne. And she started as the pop-up downstairs in the pop-up project and then got her own space upstairs at the Bramley City Center. So ACBN, we are going to be partnering with her to sponsor a space in her store for local business owners that want to get some shelf space this holiday season.
Can you say that again?
Right, some shelf space.
I love that.
It's like a warm-up exercise.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's so cold your mouth was stuck. Your lips were stuck, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, it should be exciting. And hey, for those listening, we're going to be sending out the email blast to the network today. There's only 8 spots. So if you want a spot and you don't have a retail shelf space yet, this would be a great opportunity. Hey, cheaper cost, and you're going to get some great exposure because ACBN is going to put some amplification behind the marketing for all of the businesses.
I love that. Amplification.
Yes.
What's the definition of amplification? Or were you a hip-hop DJ or you're DJing or something?
Well, thanks to our creative director, Derek, who doesn't know the full details yet, so he's going to learn as I'm saying it right now. But each of the entrepreneurs that sign up for shelf space is going to get a promotional video about the shelf space. So we're going to record myself interviewing the entrepreneur at the store and put that out for the holiday season to get people in and shopping.
You media star, just recording all over the place.
It's gotta be done, right?
Yeah, because part of the marketing.
That's it.
You know, and it's interesting. More and more I hear one of the key missing pieces for many Black entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general is marketing.
So true.
I'm hearing that come up a lot in my conversations with various organizations and various small businesses who want to grow or get bigger. That marketing aspect seems to be missing. So great to hear that you're filling that void and filling that gap.
Hey, as best we can to keep, we call it like keeping the marketing funnel full. That top of the funnel, you want it to be fluid and consistent with people knowing about you and getting into the funnel so you can nurture them to a sale. And a lot of times we get, I won't say by accident, but we get clients, hey, friends and family, word of mouth starts to spread. And so the pipeline gets full. So you get busy servicing orders, and then suddenly it dries up and you realize you haven't been marketing. So you have to like start from scratch. So really keeping that marketing consistent is so important.
Well, the friends and family can only take you so far, folks.
That's
right.
Right.
You know, they love you, but they can't be buying all the time from you. They got to eat and they got bills to pay too, right?
So true. Which is interesting because we do have family here with us today.
Like my segue?
Nice I love it.
Media star. Whoa. Okay. So let's do this. If I had drums, I'd be going.
This works. No? Did that come in? Yeah.
Tell us who we have two wonderful family people coming up. So I'll let you do the intro.
Right. If we want to talk about real estate stars, these two sisters, the Williams sisters, are here with us today.
Oh, so we got some here in Canada. I thought there were only Williams sisters on the tennis court.
Oh, we got our Canadian equivalents. And if you haven't seen that movie, oh man, King Richard.
I've heard a lot interesting things. Some good, a lot of good, but some people who don't like it because of the father. But that's a whole other conversation.
True. Yes, don't get me distracted. So I am excited to have these two sisters with us because I feel like real estate is a piece of wealth building that the Black community should lean into. And there's a lot of different, I would say, resources that talk about real estate and talk about how to get into it. But the Williams sisters, the Canadian Williams sisters,
I love it.
Get us comfortable with real estate investing. And Kean Real Estate is the company that they run. So we are here with Kemba and Andrea Williams.
Good morning.
To talk to
Good morning, everyone.
Real estate.
I love it. We got our own Williams sisters in Black Canada.
I love it.
So I guess someday there has to be a movie about them.
Right.
There we go. Good morning, ladies. How are we?
Awesome.
Good. Awesome and warm, right?
Yes, very much so. Toasty.
Well, toasty. I love that. Well, look, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning. I've never had the honor of meeting you. I'm not meeting you digitally, and as I speak, one day hopefully be face to face. But thank you for taking the time.
Yes. No. Thank you for having us. We're so excited to be here. This is awesome.
Absolutely, Ryan. I'll let you lead the conversation.
Well, when I first learned about you and started following along and attending seminars, I was curious what led you both to real estate. Like, what was the draw? And of course, when I went to your session, I know why it's so important. But what was the draw for you two? I don't know, Andrea, if you wanted to start.
Sure. I was going to start anyhow, Kemba. I thought I'd bump you and I get to go.
Okay.
No, but I really, for me, real estate was selected as, it was something I always loved. I always loved fixing up and dressing up houses and making my, space look beautiful. And I learned very quickly, growing up, not so much in my own family, biological family, but in my foster families, that ownership was attainable. And so I know I see Dr. Vibe saying,
I'm just thinking about the movie. You're just thinking
long
about
story short, I came up here from Jamaica many years ago, and it didn't work out as beautifully. And I learned through my biological family that it was very challenging to own and to build wealth, but through people that were very supportive. I could see that it was attainable, and they were always pushing and motivating me to do that. So when I was 17, I decided I wanted to buy my first property. It wasn't so easy then. So I bought my first property when I finished university at 22. And that's where I started.
Wow. Kemba, please share some of your story. This is good. Like I said, can I direct the movie? I feel like I want to get director credits.
Well, for me, I always knew that I wanted to have my own home, and it coming out of university, I came from living with my parents in St. Lucia, and I came back to Canada, and after school, I was like, I don't want to rent, I want to own. And so I just, I partnered with family. We bought together. We started with multi-units because we knew that would be, helping to pay the mortgage, helping to get us going. And so that was a really important step. And then from there, it showed I don't know if you know, but from 2000, I guess real estate in Toronto is just crazy. And so it's just been growing. And so just by doing, you learn how important it is and how it helps to build wealth. And then once I had my children, wealth building and legacy building was just so important. And so then Andrea and I, being family, we said we have some similar goals, similar.
We're sisters through marrying into
Really?
Our husbands are brothers, and that's how we became sisters and sisters-in-law.
All right. Well, now who approached who about the real estate idea? Who was it? Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised?
I was always very, very passionate. So I started doing seminars right in my home, and Kemba was invited to one of those seminars. Right. And jumped on board. We're like, oh my gosh, we love this together. And we decided, I think that in our community, working together makes a lot more sense. Just like any other community, it's just that traditionally we haven't been doing that, or historically we haven't been doing that in building wealth. And Kemba and I decided we would do that together and teach others within our community to do it as collaboratively with family or individuals with similar visions as yourself.
Well, Andrea, before I'll get right to, but Andrea, it's very important that I bring this out. I'm saying this more and more. For Blacks in general, they don't realize the greatest wealth they have is in their family.
Yes.
And I appreciate how both of you are amplifying, doing not only a business but a family business.
Yes.
And because we know enough Black families say, look, me now work with my sister, me now work with my cousin, me not.
Yeah.
So, and we're cutting off wealth potential right there.
Yeah. And the strength that we have when we're together, and Kemba and I have very different strengths, and we are able to utilize each of our strengths. Right.
So, Kemba, when Andrea approached you about this idea, what was your first reaction? Be honest now.
Oh, so in terms of the approach, Andrea was having some information sessions at her house about real estate investing, and I had already done some on my own in terms of, I said, when I started, I bought a triplex, and I was building on my own. Okay. And so I had an interest in real estate already. So when Andrea had that session, I was like, sure, I'll check it out. We're sisters-in-laws. Let's see. We weren't having the conversation, say, at the dinner table per se, but Andrea was opening up that door to have the conversation. And as soon as she did that, and I was like, Andrea, I want to learn more. Like what? It was like, and I was definitely intrigued, and we went from there. Really, just it sort of took a natural progression from there, because we're always talking about ideas about how we can build, how we can grow, and some important things was that we have to talk more as a community, as a family, about building wealth together, educating each other, because sometimes you don't want to take the leap because you just don't know.
Right.
And So
True.
that piece
Yeah,
of
and I don't think, Kemba, you were that prideful that you were resistant to sharing your numbers or learning, how your house, like how each of our household numbers could come to, how we could work together.
yeah.
Many of us as community, within the Black community, we feel like it's taboo to share
Very
our numbers
private
and to talk
around.
about
Yeah.
the challenges that we're having, and that it isn't going well, so that we can help each other fix it. We're not always comfortable with that. Kemba wasn't that person.
Or even like setting goals together, like as a family. Where do we want to go? How do we want to? What do we want to achieve? That sort of thing. We try to have those conversations so that we can grow together, and build together. So
I was curious, what makes your approach different? Because I've been to real estate seminars and there's like 2 people there. And then I've been to yours and there's like 80 people there. So I'm curious, what do you feel like you bring to the table to really make it more comfortable for our community to start talking about real estate investing?
Well, I'm not sure what you think, Kemba, but I know that just being a woman, I feel that it's very different and unique in the real estate industry. So we've been doing it ourselves for a long time. And I think that helps, that comfort. Like we're naturally, I feel I've come with a school teaching background. I've always loved working with people. I feel that people, naturally gravitate to me, and I feel it's comfortable. And so that nurturing aspect, the fact that I've done it myself for many years, and I'm willing to share what I've learned, what I've done well and what I haven't done well.
And I think to add to that, we are sharing our story really to say that it's possible. So I think, people are curious to understand, what have you done? How have you done it? Where have you been? And so that sort of sharing of just our own experiences and what we've learned, and that sort of concept of partnering and making it comfortable to say it's okay to talk to family, it's okay to talk about these things. Bad credit exists, but it's okay, and we can fix it, and there's ways, but you have to address it. So I think it's more of just an openness, and wanting people to succeed. And so people are coming to find out, well, how do I do what you did? How do I learn what sort of thing.
So before we go further, and some people are paying attention, looking at the scroll at the bottom, and if you don't know, and if you do know, for the rest of this year on the Monday and Friday morning vibe shows, we're giving away a $25 Amazon gift card. So there you go. So all you need to do, and some people have done it already, Tim and Charmaine, is put in hashtag the morning vibe on whatever comments platform you're watching it on, and press enter, and you will enter the draw. So hashtag the morning vibe. There's some people who have watched already. They're already used to the vibe, so they want their gift cards. So everyone else, let's make it happen. So ladies, you've 2 things I don't chat with ladies: age and weight. You've been in the real estate vibe for a long period of time. And whatever age you are, you look darn good. Let's put it that way, all right? You're doing it right. You're doing it right. How has 2 things? How has the marketplace changed, and has your clientele changed over your journey?
So as Kemba alluded to, I think earlier, the market has changed the real estate market in the GTA, the Toronto area, Brampton, Mississauga, East, West, both. It's expensive. It always has been expensive, but it just continues to get more and more expensive. And so, we have to come up with unique strategies and unique ways for people to still enter into the real estate market, acknowledging that maybe this area that we are in, it may not be the first step in, right, for most first comers, because I felt, I don't know, I'm sure you did too, Kemba, when you started out, it was that's why you did it collaboratively, right? You went in with family. So that's changed. The industry in terms of mortgaging and financing has also and continued to change over that same period of time. And it's not as easy Not that it was ever easy to qualify, but I do remember qualification for my first property. I didn't even start my first teaching job at that time. And today they want every single document and, and going further and further and deeper into my financial situation compared to then. All I gave was a letter to say that I would have employment.
Right.
Mhm.
Total shift.
Yeah, there is that shift. And for sure. And Andrea, you mentioned the fact that the Toronto market has become so inflated. I don't think some people are talking about a bubble and so on, but at the same time, with trying to get into a market, you don't necessarily have to get into the market you live in. And we share the ideas of how to maybe diversify and go a little further out of where your comfort zone. And some people are like, well, it has to be within 1 hour, but 1 hour within Toronto region is
Still
an
expensive.
average of 950, 1.1 million, maybe even higher. And that entry point is, even the government programs that assist with entry sometimes, have caps of, purchase price, and they'll only help with a certain purchase price, but that's outstriping what we have in the Toronto region. And so we encourage people to, find out how to maybe invest outside of this area so that they could get in. Just different strategies that you could try to get in. But the market is definitely making it difficult, and therefore you have to improvise, or you have to maybe go elsewhere.
Oh, wow.
So here we come up with the fun conversations now. We people, and you know what I mean by we people. Many of us can't afford Toronto, and one of the main reasons is because our average wage make us not qualified for Toronto. So what are the solutions? Are the solutions we have to move further out? Like, I know east-wise, I know people that are looking at Bowmanville, because even Oshawa now is becoming out of reach. It's what's going to give, and many us people don't want to live all the way out in Bowmanville because there ain't many of us people out in a Bowmanville.
It's true. And we can't tell people how to buy or what to buy. But at the same time, sometimes if you're starting out, the goals that you set and what you're trying to attain, maybe you have to change that model of what you're looking for to try to get in at a price point that's more affordable. So for example, looking at condos when you wanted a townhouse, or looking at a townhouse when you wanted a detached, if you want to get into this market, or looking outside of that region. And so, Andrea, I mean, there's other ways and strategies.
I think that, that's an excellent point, Kemba. I also think that for sure, we talk about it may not be there in our current, family. And so sometimes if it's not in the family where you can turn to a family member, we've done podcasts, Kemba, where someone, your young adult child comes to you. And I know for myself as a parent, I would absolutely help support my child in terms of providing down payment, or, looking to individuals in your family or within your community that you can lean on to help you maybe initially start. Because I don't think that it's realistic to start in the Toronto area, the GTA, on your own, and have to come up with 100,000, to make that deal close. So that's one strategy, is possibly, a parent who has been an owner for years, who is willing to help finance and gift to you, so that obviously you can pay back in the future, right? With a joint venture strategy or an agreement, you can pay back, because if you're in this area, appreciation is substantially good and great. So I think that you have the opportunity to then maybe refi and pay back. So those are ways. That's one. You could also buy a multi-unit, Kemba, like you did, right? Look for a house or a property that gives you 2 or 3 units, and buy collectively, right? Or buy and have it generate income. So we do try to help people look to different and unique ways that they may not have thought to enter the market if they're trying to stay close to this, the Greater Toronto area. And by the way, Dr. Vibe, Bowmanville is pretty expensive.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I got a comment here from Mr. Ray McMillan saying, good morning. It was a pleasure to hear Kemba say that her first home was a triplex. It is much easier to transition from the starting in the multifamily space to a dream home than the other way around.
That's right. Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. So Ryan, it's like, okay, we know the market's difficult. We watch the home show, I forget what it's called, on CB24, and they talk about the last 3 years, the market's been doubled, and pay hasn't doubled. So now, you talked about, approaching your parents and saying, like, listen, you own your home. How does a child put that message properly to their Jamaican parent that has now paid off their home and they're just comfortable watching TV and not doing anything with it? And
So I, we have conversations about that because, when we talk about why we're doing this, it's for our children. But as young people growing up, you have to start to show responsibility from an early age and think about being responsible. And I know it's kids or young people tend to be, and you want to help children no matter what. But, when you want to approach your parent, you can't have spent your whole salary if you're working, or you can't not be working and approach so there's certain things maybe you have to do to be prepared so that your parent looks at you and says, absolutely, there's no doubt I'm going to give you what you're asking for because I know I can trust that you're going to, use it wisely, and you're going to, and if you haven't been responsible as a young person, what you can do is start to be responsible, learn what you need to learn. Somebody was talking about, I don't want to say GTS it, but there's a lot of information out there that you can start to learn to say, okay, how can I be financially responsible? And if you want your parents to invest in you, you sort of show that I'm a good investment. And I know we want to help our children no matter what. And I think that we will end up helping them in ways regardless of how responsible they are. But if you want advice as how will a Jamaican parent or any parent say, absolutely, on the first ask, yes, I'm going to help you, I'm going to invest in you, it's that you just have to show how responsible you can be.
And you have to commit to pay that back. Like I mentioned, we teach how to use like a joint venture agreement strategy. It's only fair to say that my expectation is that I give you back that money. I mean, it's the parent's choice to decide to gift it to you and not expect it back. But if you show that you have a means and an intention to pay back, and possibly, in that joint venture agreement, state the time frame, maybe it's the first 5-year term that you've taken on that mortgage. When you go to renew or refi, you can pay them back.
And consider, parents are not asking for payback because they're super well, or they're stingy, I should say. Parents are asking for payback generally because it's part of their retirement plan. And so they're investing in you, and you're paying back because it's going to help them live in their older years. And it's
okay to offer growth on their money because you've earned.
That makes sense. Right. Yes.
It's not that, they expect that, or I would expect that, but just offer it, right? And include that in that agreement that you draft and write up.
The second part of my last conversation piece was your clientele. What percentage is female versus male?
That's a good it's a good point. I don't know that I thought about it, but Kemba, I think it would be fair to say that it's a greater, like Kemba and I, who drive our household and our family business in real estate, I would say that probably 80% or greater, Kemba, is women.
Yeah, like we connect a lot more with women in our community, but at the same time we do have some men who are interested in what we're doing and having the conversation with us, as well as husbands who join their wives and saying these ladies have experience, and they sort of come along and they're quite active and engaged as well. So yeah, I mean,
I think it's in different aspects too, Dr. Vibe. I find that when we're going out to service clients, Kemba, in our tenant placement, I do find that we see and meet with a lot more men in that that they already are owners. But for the clients that are coming up first time looking to buy or first time investors, they tend to be women who we meet and work with.
See, this seems to be a running theme, because when we had Ray McMillan on, he told us 70% of his clientele are women.
I would say that we're seeing more women today leading the charge in financial service, the finances of the family and financial services when it comes to family and building wealth for their family.
Okay, all right. Ryan, do you have a question? I've got a pile, but Ryan, do you have anything you want to add on? Because I got a pile of things to go on with.
Listen, I still want to know how to convince my parents how to help us with down payment.
Well, you got the mastermind right here. You got the mastermind right here.
It's interesting. No, I just want to comment that Kemba hit the nail on the head, because the lack of responsibility that I exhibited earlier on in life with various things now is catching up. And it's like, listen, you can't just come to me with anything, because I've seen how you've been with money. So I'll take that advice and say, you know what? I do have to become more responsible in order to make those types of big acts. So I appreciate that.
Well, it comes back again what I said a few moments ago about the family.
Big time.
The greatest wealth, the greatest relationship, and the greatest wealth you have is your fam.
Yes.
So true.
Right? And the thing is, when your family's with you, it's the greatest feeling in the world. But when they're not with you, it's probably one of the worst feelings in the world that you can have. So
that's where, when it talks about investing, though, I feel like that investing conversation, because you will sit down and, hey, watch seminars. I'll watch with my dad and be like, listen, you guys are sitting on this equity. Why not use it to invest into properties and continue to build? But I don't know, I feel like I'm not approaching the investment conversation the way that it makes it comfortable for them. Like they see that risk.
The Williams sisters, I think you have a new client.
Ryan, we'll talk. Yes.
We'll certainly chat offline. Well, so I know that you do a lot of seminars, etc. things. What are the different service offerings you offer clients? What are the different services you offer your clients?
Good. So we've done the gamut ourselves. So we started with principally doing tenant placement as our initial service that we offered. So we bought, we own, you bought, you owned, and you needed to tenant your property. And we helped with that, and along with property managing. We've also added to that over time our coaching. We do that in the form of one-on-one. So Ryan, yes, you could be a perfect client for us, because we could get you to that. You have to show your family, your financial strengths, so that they can trust, because we're not talking about, $10 that you're asking to borrow. So we teach you how to help unlock the equity in your home and use it to build wealth, and by buying multiple units through that coaching program. We also offer our Secrets to Success in Real Estate course, which helps the first-time investor or the first-time purchaser get started. And so that was the 4-day at the Open. We chatted a little bit about that. It's a 4-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, one weekend, and Friday, Saturday, the next weekend. And you're on your way to having the systems in place, the key variables that you need to purchase. Kemba, maybe just add to that the other things that we do.
No, I think.
Our consultation. So we do help with consultation as well.
Yeah.
So that for someone who has a property, and they want to find ways to generate income through that property, we show them how to use that as a tool to either build income or build wealth for themselves.
Yeah, and I think you covered it, Andrea. We're really we have some services where we're just helping you with the transaction or helping you improve your income, whether it be through tenant placement or helping you, utilize your property to generate income. And then we have the educational piece of the services where we're helping to coach and mentor and offer information so that people can learn and grow and just if you don't know, you won't be able to do it, as I say. And so it's the knowledge that helps people to act and do the next thing that's needed, whether that's fixing your credit, the next thing, whether it be getting a mortgage, getting a refinance, whatever that next thing is that you need to do.
And I really appreciate you doing this. How has your business changed during the last 16 to 18 months during this pandemic?
It's changed a lot. Initially, Kemba, we started with the idea that we would be doing a lot of in-person events and we'd be meeting with a lot of individuals in person. But clearly, COVID helped us realize that there's other ways to do business. And we have been doing a lot of our business, especially the information sessions and the educational part via Zoom and online. So we have a much greater presence online. And absolutely, we still have to be in person for some aspects of our business. And so we haven't had the chance to meet with as many of our coaching clients in person. In fact, some of them I've never met. We do, other than digital or like online.
Yeah. Were the coaching part now? How long has Kean Group been in existence?
Just a little, like when we officially set up our corporation, 2 years plus now, 2.3.
Wow. And were the coaching programs part of the initial, or was that something that was adapted along the way?
Adapted along the way. You got it. We started off, as I said initially, with the tenant placement and property management, and have added in the last year the coaching, the Secrets to Success course.
And what was the impetus to add those services? Because obviously you didn't have them from start. So how did those services come to being? What was the driver?
I think when we think about our target audience in general, we want to work with our community. At the same time, it takes, if your community doesn't know about what you're doing or why you're doing it or how you're doing it, they tend to maybe not want to venture out or work with you. And so, to build an understanding of what we're doing and how we're doing it, it's important that we share that. And the coaching is helping other people, like-minded people, maybe build the wealth that we're also building in real estate. And so I think that's a natural evolution to ensure we're working with
and I think, Kemba, too, a lot of people asked questions along the way that made us realize that they were looking for, like yourself, Ryan, they asked questions about how do I, get someone to unlock the equity in their home and, buy additionally. And so we noticed that it wasn't natural things for people to think about using what they already own to build additionally, or using their family network and that community that you have there to build together. And so we realized that those would be beneficial features and things to offer.
Awesome. And so the last session that I was at was credit is your superpower. So I'm curious, and not just to ask like, what tips do you have for people to rebuild their credit or build up their credit, but why did you name the session Credit is Your Superpower? Because I know conversations I have with people I know around credit, superpowers is not coming to that equation at all. It's almost like kryptonite if it's going to be so,
credit is the ball and chain around my ankle.
Right.
Yeah. And I think, because to invest in real estate, you are using credit. A mortgage is credit, right? Okay. And what we share in that session is that credit is not just how much money you have in debt. It's a profile that people assess you on. It's a profile how financial institutions decide whether or not they want to lend to you, whether you're an individual or a business. There are so many parts of why credit is useful, not just to rack up debt and, have payments that, disable you. If you use credit wisely, it can be a tool that will help you build wealth, because it's a leverage that you need to get to build the wealth as you grow, right? We don't have the $1 million, but if we can get 200,000 together, we can buy $1 million property because we're able to access the leverage by using credit. So it's telling people how to use that tool to help them grow. It's trying not to make it scary and superpower. It's fun. Like, that title is fun. It's
like that cake,
That's right.
right? Put on.
And who came up with the title? Who came up with that title?
Actually, when we were building the Secrets to Success course, it's one of the things we talk about, and so we sort of leverage that we already, we're already telling people that that's part of your tool belt or your superpower, your one of the things you have to help you.
So I was curious, what's a trend that you're seeing as you're doing these info sessions and the way people interact with money that you typically have to break down first to then get people comfortable talking about investing? Are you seeing any trends about how people approach how they work with money?
I can't think of a trend. Especially from a negative perspective, but I agree with you. A lot of people find that just getting the deposit or that lump sum, especially in our community, is their biggest hurdle. Maybe next to credit sometimes, depending on what kind of life experiences they've had thus far. And so that's why we've researched and looked into, and we've even helped individuals qualify through the government programs, or even shown people that you can use your retirement assets that you've accumulated to do your deposit and to make your first purchase when you're a first-time buyer.
Yeah. I think the other thing too, Andrea, is sometimes, we see a little bit of opening up of mindset when we talk about these things. And so I think that's one of the trends where people have a few aha moments when we share certain things. And those are nice. I always like to hear people say, wow, I didn't know that. That's important for me.
Like one of the wow, I didn't know that was that you can have multiple property mortgages. You can qualify for multiple mortgages, because if those properties are generating income, they themselves are an income source, and it's not just solely based on your income to qualify for a second mortgage, a second property. I also find a positive spin on that, Ryan, is that a lot of our community does want to build a legacy or generational wealth, and just starting with the first is the biggest hurdle, but they're very driven and want to, especially if they currently own, or if they don't own and they have children, that, having children, they want to pass on something.
Makes sense.
Well, before we go on, just again, for everyone who's watching live, we're giving away another Amazon gift card, $25 gift card today. So whatever platform you're watching this live, please put in hashtag The Morning Vibe, and you'll qualify for our next giveaway, which will be happening at the end of our conversation today. And we have a question for our audience, for both of you. Tim is asking, does Kemba and Andrea help business with multiple leases convert into property ownership for business owners?
Interesting.
With multiple leases.
So you're looking to buy a property for your business instead of having leased space. We do have, I think in the future we'll be able to maybe help more directly with something like that. But we do work with a lot of partners in real estate, commercial real estate, that we could maybe connect you with who could help with something like that. But it's not us helping you directly, but definitely we know some people.
Yeah, and that's a big part of our business too that we didn't speak to, is that we have spent a lot of time building partnerships, and I can see that the two of you yourselves have built partnerships in your respective businesses, so that we can offer those qualified expert relationships that individuals may need, whether it be accountants, lawyers, mortgage brokers, real estate agents, that you can trust. because we ourselves have used them, and we've had clients use them and have success.
How much of what you do involves mindset change? Wow, I think body language.
We were just saying, do we need a session on that alone? Because our course begins with mindset as the core. Like it's so.
That was great.
It's so essential in real estate, but in life in general.
Right.
Ryan?
No, just to piggyback that mindset piece. So is it when you're in a session and people have that block, do you typically have to kind of pull them one-on-one, or do you find like by the end of the session, they're more opened up? Because I know like everybody's not going to be on board and gung-ho right at the end. So is it that one-on-one that they kind of transition into, or is it just, hey, stay steady to the course and you'll kind of get it by the end? How do you typically handle that?
I think that, and Andrea, when we think about the people who come to us and really engage with us, they're already on the right path to building the right mindset, right? And so it's not necessarily, we can't necessarily convert all the people who come to our sessions or who see us to say, yes, after that session, my mind is completely turned but it's planting a seed, and sometimes that seed will grow over time to say, hey, this is possible. And as they learn, as they grow, as they follow, or even take in some of the free sessions, or take in the course, it sort of helps them.
Or join the community, because I think I agree with you, Ryan. It's not instantaneous after a 45 minutes to an hour session.
Yeah.
Well, right. Well, some people are ready and some people aren't. That's about it. And those who are ready will move forward. Those who aren't, let them be. They know that both of you but it's being real. You can't force people, especially when you're talking about this significant of a decision in their life, to make that. And if anything, if you're forcing them, they're going to more often repel you rather than come with you. All they can do is put out the information there. They have proven success. So at the end of the day, it's up to that potential client if they want in or out.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's what it gets.
If not, if worst case scenario, we always make recommendations of books you can read, association with people that are like-minded, if not like-minded in what you're trying to accomplish or who you want to be, because we're not always where we want to be. And so find people and gravitate to those individuals that are doing what you want to accomplish or what you want to be.
And I'm curious, as you talk about where you want to be, and I'm curious, what is the next evolution of Kean Real Estate Group? Like, where do you want to take this organization in the future, short term or long term?
So we're in planning mode right now too, because it's the end of the year. 2022 is upon us, and so, I mean, we want to get better at what we're doing. We want to have success at saying that we've helped a lot more families to take that next step. We want to see that we can actually have people that we have literally helped, like have a slew of people. We have a number. Andrea, I don't know, are we ready to put out any numbers?
Absolutely. Our goal, I don't know, I'll lay it all out on the table. If it's up here and I don't attain it and I miss it by half, I'm okay. We've set a target goal of 100 to make a difference in 100 people's lives each year. And did we hit our 100 this year? I don't think we got the 100 in every area that our business offers the service and products, but we absolutely did change quite a few people's lives. Some of them are on the journey with us, so it's not going to happen, Ryan, in that initial session. It may take multiple sessions. Those are some of our coaching clients, our students from Secrets to Success. I also feel that one of the things that we haven't been able to do this year and last is have that big live event that celebrates all that we've accomplished and they've accomplished. And we hope to do that in 2022. Is to party, because our community loves a party. We're going to make sure that we have that event that allows us to congratulate them and celebrate the success, however small it is.
That is so important, to have parties about wealth and
Yes.
ownership, infrastructure, not just parties because we want to play drums and dance around.
Symbolism.
We can do that too.
But I mean, for a good reason, like
Yes.
to do it and we don't own anything is like, why are we dancing? Like we should be celebrating academics and actual ownership instead of just celebrating sports and entertainment. So
Yes.
I really like that idea. I will be there, but I got to get
I'll
invested.
MC it.
It's
Party with her seats.
April, May. That's the targeted date.
Yeah,
We're just
party-
looking
yes.
at venues. And
Well,
I want to show my parents that I'm responsible by then.
you've got
Sorry,
to do
Kemba,
it,
what
Ryan.
you
You can do it.
Yes.
So Ryan, you know what you do with your parents? Just bring the sisters over in your conversation. It's a
Oh, I
slam
took my
dunk.
notes. I already,
It's a slam
yes.
dunk.
I'll be at the office.
It
We'll
may
make a
cost
full plan.
you a few dollars to take them away from what they're doing, but you'll make it back. It's a slam
Right.
dunk, man. It's a
Yes.
slam dunk, man. It's all
You
good.
can
It's
do
all
it. We
good.
believe in you, Ryan. This can happen, and they will believe in you when you show them that you are making you're changing your mindset. You're doing the right things that you need to be on track to, build wealth like they have.
So Ray
Let me
is
focus.
saying here that is very important. Celebrating successes that provide an amazing networking opportunity. Do it. Yeah. And I really want to build on that no matter how big or how small, you celebrate the success, and especially celebrate when it happens, because 5 minutes later, you'll probably forget about it. So
And
you
there's
want
so
And
much
we've made that
challenge.
too. We absolutely celebrate with clients as, as they are accomplishing their goals, we are celebrating as small as it may be. It's just, we've done ribbon cutting events. We've
Nice.
taken
Are
the time
those documented?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, let's see one of the videos. I like that. Yes.
And we also offer, we know that not everyone wants the same sort of things that we always want, but we celebrate. We recommend and give them a book. What is it, Kemba, the one that we share each time? We have a new person.
The Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
What book was that?
Napoleon Hill. It's
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. There you go.
Well,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna also recommend Dennis Kimbrough, Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice.
Write it
Written
down,
by-
Kemba.
Written by, and actually,
What's his
remember
last
me,
name? Sorry.
Dennis Kimbrough, Kimbro. Actually, he's not been in Toronto for many, many years, but I met him in Toronto. It's a good 10 to 15 years ago. Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. He also writes another book called What Makes the Great Great.
I like that.
it.
Very, very good book. So yeah, but Think and Grow Rich, and Napoleon Hill gave him permission to use the Think and Grow Rich title, and also ... A Black Choice.
Nice.
Right.
So excellent book. Excellent
Okay.
book. Ryan, anything else before we let our Williams sisters?
Yes, I am waiting for the movie to come out. Your lives. I see the director wheel spinning for Dr. Vibe. Hopefully this segment will be somewhere in the movie of us being able to talk with you. I'm inspired by what you
So
do.
the segment goes, I knew them when.
Yeah, I'll take it. But happy to see where this grows to. And again, pull as many of us Black folk with you into your realm so that we lean into this real estate investing. It's so important, and you're leading the charge.
Dr. Vibe, you have our website up as .com or .ca. We're the Canadian sisters.
Oh, sorry, I'm giving Venus and Serena too much credit.
Yes.
So as I correct that, what are some calls to action or words of wisdom you'd like to give our audience when it comes to real estate?
Well, I'll start. Believe in yourself and believe in your family. Start to have the conversations, educate yourself. So
Yeah, and that's very good. I would also add to that, Kemba. So we truly believe that it starts with us as the adults, but we also want to ensure that what you're learning and what you're passing on to your children is not just, really bad habits, but pass on this knowledge, help them, especially if you've built this legacy, teach them how to continue it and to add to that.
You
And
know,
if,
can
go
we
ahead.
do a shout out to Kiddonomics there, in terms of teaching the kids?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, that's right.
Awesome
It's a
job in sharing
fantastic
information.
program.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a firm believer, especially with these days, that the only way you're going to get rich is either you're an entrepreneur, you own stocks, or you own real estate.
Yes.
And with the way that, excuse me, the real estate prices are going up, try to get some real estate.
Yes.
Land. I was in this conversation up to yesterday. A lot of people will know about the Little Jamaica area in Eglinton West.
Yeah.
And all those shop owners who, unfortunately, they're going to have to move, and they don't own any of the land. At least if they own some of the land that their shops are on, they can say, okay, you want me to move? You got to pay me this much.
Mm-hmm.
And also, too, we all know, we don't hear as much anymore, but there was a term for many, many years called gentrification.
Yes.
Why did it impact people that like us so much? Because we didn't own the land. When you don't have ownership of land, people can say for you to move at any time because you don't get no wealth out of it.
No.
Right.
So I fully agree that if we can find ways of working with each other, especially in the family, not only will it help your family, but it will help others that look like you, and also help the whole country.
Yeah. And as we build stronger communities, we can definitely call them family and start to invest more in our community.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. And Tim's saying commercial real estate with exclamation points.
Right.
Tim,
we've got to head there as people of color. We've got to go there, and we can go there, like we said, as a family or as a collaborative group. Businesses coming together and doing it. It's instead of always leasing where your business is, I agree, owning where your business is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like it or not, folks, we're in a capitalistic democracy, and the people who move ahead own.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And Sandy's saying we need to bring and build generational wealth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ray is saying gentrification is alive and well. It's just conversation we're not privy to most of the time. Agreed.
Okay. Yeah. Very true.
Well, yep. And Sandy's saying, yes, we need to own. Okay. Fantastic. Well, something tells you we're going to have to keep up with these wonderful ladies because they're on the move.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
And join us. We want to go there together.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Look, continued success personally and professionally. And also thank you for what you have done, what you are doing, and what you will be doing. Thank you for taking the time this morning. And remember to give yourselves grace and happy holiday season.
Same to you.
Thank you. And same to you, Dr. Vibe. Thank you, Ryan.
Yes.
All right, there we go. And there's the website address, keangroup.ca. My apologies, I put com first, CA. There, we got it right, but it's up on the screen. This is good. And Ray is saying, great show today. Thanks for the nuggets, ladies. Wonderful.
Yes.
And I also want to say something there too, that Ray's in the real estate marketplace, both Kemba and Andrea. There's room for everybody, folks.
Oh, the market's massive.
No, but I'm not just saying it in the real estate. I'm just saying in general, there's room. A lot of us got to stop doing the beef. And I don't mean bully beef, right? I'm saying the beef, that there's room for everybody. And if people don't know what I mean, look at how many television stations there are out there, right? So when CNN started by Ted Turner, there was lots of news networks out there. Do you think that stopped him?
Right. You carve out your
own niche. So,
exactly.
So, work together. And yes, unfortunately, there's things like competition, but don't do the beef thing. Especially with people like us, it don't look good on us.
Exactly. So
there is room for everybody. So a great conversation today. Thank you both, Kemba and Andrea. So, Ryan, is it about that time?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well,
is there a way to manually enter? Because I was doing the Instagram live and a couple people entered.
Yeah, but they can't do it via Instagram. But if you could do it. What you could do it is if Oh, can you type in their information? Like I know how there are times you put stuff via your Facebook page. If you want to, but the thing is, but it won't. No, it's only going to show up as you on the Facebook. That's the difficulty.
Okay. All
I
right.
think,
So
yeah,
you have to watch live on Facebook.
We don't. Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, on the Twitch channel. Yeah, unfortunately, they can't do it that way. Sorry, we don't broadcast to IG yet. We're waiting for IG to unlock. It's also like unfortunately, Facebook only allows you to broadcast on Facebook and nowhere else, or not doesn't let. There is another software we could use, but I'm not using it. So all I can say is that if you want to put hashtag the morning.
Yeah, I put the Facebook link in there.
And
I'll do that next time.
Yeah, I'll do it next time. So unfortunately, I know people want to do the giveaway thing, but you know what? Let's do it. So we had a small amount today, but hey, there's a small amount of people. That just means better chance to win. Okay, let's see if we can avoid you and I.
Do we automatically go into it?
If we make comments on the page, yes. So I have you. I don't know if you have or not, but let's do this. So let's do this. Let's put up the giveaway tool, and we'll make it happen. All right. So only 4 people today. So the chances are high.
25% chance.
Yes. So here we go. Click. Again. No. All right. There we go. Charmaine did it again. You got the information. Alethea, you were too late.
Right. You got to be watching. You're missing the nuggets and the entry.
So just to set everybody up, even if you come in for the first few minutes and just put the comments in, you still qualify. You're too late. Don't worry, Alethea. We're doing it every day until the end of the every Friday. Monday and Friday till the end of the year. So you will qualify next time. All right. But that's it. So Alethea won again, folks. Hey, would you want her to get like $500? Got to get yourself in there.
Boom. She's racking it up.
She's racking it up. She's not playing. She's not playing. All right. So another great conversation today. Ryan, what's up for the rest of the week?
This week feels quiet. I have to check my calendar to make sure that it is quiet. But yeah, just plugging away. We are putting in place our business investment readiness business accelerator. So stay tuned for that. And hey, just starting to plan for the Legacy Symposium. So tonight we are doing the replay of Andrea Henry, who talked about how to register your business and the importance of doing proper contracts. And
I sent some information to her and she hasn't responded to me yet, like a few days ago.
Okay, hey, follow up.
I guess I'm just gonna have to call her direct.
Makes sense.
Because I have some clients that want her services.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so if you don't know what she does, Andrea Henry runs Henry Law. Oh my gosh, Henry Business Law or Henry Law?
I think Henry Business, but yeah, and that's another person we want to have on the Morning Vibe. So I'm going to reach out to her today to see if she can come on and lay it down. But that's it. That's a quiet. Well, and I think after this week, you're going to notice things are really going to start to slow down.
True, and yeah, let it slow down. Don't feel like you have to stuff the holidays with even more things to do. Let it decompress. We'll get back to it in 2022.
Absolutely, because it's going to be there.
Yes.
We just want to make sure you're there, right?
Agreed.
All right. So as always, I want to thank everyone who caught us this morning. Appreciate it. Not take it for granted. Live or on the replay. Again, you can catch the replays on the Dr. Vibe Show YouTube and Facebook channel, the ACBN Facebook channel, and Ryan Knight's personal YouTube page. Don't know who we have, if anyone, on Friday yet. Like I said, it's been a while since we chopped it up, and there'll be enough things that go on in the world that we haven't had.
Yeah, I feel like it's time. We're overdue for
a chop up session, a Freaky Friday or something like that, a fun-filled Friday or something like that. We haven't done that, but again, if you would like to be on the Morning Vibe, or you have someone you'd like to have watch on the Morning Vibe, please contact us. And again, $25 gift cards. Charmaine's in the lead.
Right. Yes.
Charmaine. Someone tells me Charmaine's going to be in as many shows as possible, right? As many as possible. And again, family, you don't have to stay for the whole show. You can even come in for 2 minutes. Hashtag morning vibe. You're in.
True.
We would love you to stay on for the whole thing. Hey, no doubts. But hey, even if it's like 2 minutes, type it in and go.
At least
you're in. But you also in. And what email address again do they get in touch? We need to create something at the bottom of that. We'll create a lower third for that. So
yeah, just email info@acbncanada.com, and then you'll get the gift card sent to you.
Beautiful. So as always, let's close it off. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions, then aim bigger and better, aim higher and wider. Love, faith, and respect. And remember to give yourselves grace. And let's hope there's no more snow between now and Friday. All right, family. Be well. Keep the faith. Walk good.